What's up, everybody? We're about another classic review. Today I'll be talking about thoughts on another Batman film, but this time, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. And there's a funny story about this type of film because it's been released twice. You have the edited version that was released in December 12th of 2000, and the original uncut version in April 23rd of 2002. What the with the edited one with a runtime of 73 minutes, and the unedited and the original uncut version at 76 minutes. So, and here's the whole box. I seen the movie. I remember Return of the Joker. This is like the one because you have Batman Beyond. This time the new Batman, the the Terry McGinnis Batman versus the most famed arch nemesis of all of Bruce's rogue gallery, the Joker, who's presumably dead, according to Bruce, who mysteriously appears in which is now the future. But before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, yeah, prepare to learn some knowledge, because oh boy. Hello, Gotham! Joker's back in town! I'm not gonna do Mark Hamill's laugh because I don't know. Don't wake up the neighbors. So, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, or it had many names like Batman of the Future Return of the Joker. That's outside the US, and Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond the movie, or the Batman Beyond movie. Those were the working titles, and they suck. Except Return of the Joker, which is actually was a direct-to-video superhero movie produced by Warner Bros. Animation and distributed by Warner Bros. Entertainment. And it's the third film in the DC animated universe. It is based on the series Batman Beyond, which is a continuing plot points from the new Batman Adventures. The film features DC Comics superhero Bruce Wayne, voiced by the late Kevin Conroy, and Terry McGinnis, who's the new Batman, with Friedel, as they try to unravel the mysterious return of Bruce Wayne Batman's former archenemy, the Joker, voiced by Mark Hamill. Following the Columbine High School massacre, the film received heavy edits that delayed its release from a release on Halloween of 2000 to December 12th of 2000. An uncut version was successfully released on DVD in 2002 to generally positive reviews. The film takes place during the third and final season of Batman Beyond. Oh boy! I never knew this. I mean, literally, I never knew this. I remember there was a weird edit in the ending how the Joker died, because I remember the first time I saw this, he was electrocuted, and then when I see it again, I was like, wait, what's he electrocuted? No, you see Tim Drake Robin shooting him with the iconic, bang, and he just shots him right there. That's not a pun. And that's how Joker died. With a bang pun. There's a lot of mystery here, I don't know why. It was directed by Kurt Getta, screenplay by Paul Dini, story by Paul Dini, Glenn Murakami, Bruce Timm, produced by Alan Burnett, Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, Glenn Murakami, with record edited by Joe Gall, music by Christopher Carter, and was production company of Warner Bros. Animation, distributed by Warner Home Video. Oh boy, and like I already said, there's two versions. You got the edited version and the uncut version, which is a whole lot of doozy right there. But yeah, as for the broadcast, we have Will Friedle as Ted McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond, the future Batman. We have Kevin Conroy, if you recall, he plays his role as Bruce Wayne, and as the OG Batman from both the animated series, the new anime adventures, and this one as well. We have Mark Hamill playing his role as the Joker, and Jordan Price. I did not know that. We have Angie Harmon as Commissioner Barbara Gordon. If you ever her, she's the OG Batgirl, who's soon taking the monologue of her father, who was the original Commissioner Gordon during the time as Crusaders. We also have Tara Strong as the young Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. We have Dean Stockwell as Tim Drake, the second Robin. Matthew Valencia as young Tim Drake / Robin. We have Andrea Romano as Joker Jr., aka JJ, credited as the Laughing Boy. Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinzel and Harley Quinn. And Amy. Yeah, if you remember, she reprised her role as Harley Quinn. And this one's actually pretty funny because I'll explain it while I finish reading the cast list because there's a whole lot actually. We also have Melissa and Joan Hart as the Dee-Dees, the twins, who are part of the Joker's gang with a Z. Michael Rosenbaum as Stuart Carter Winthrop III, or Ghoul. We have Don Patrick Harvey as Charles Bunce, aka Chucko. Henry Rollins as Benjamin Knox, Bonk. Frank Welker, which is a familiar name. There's no need introductions because this is the guy who voices Scooby and Fred from Scooby-Doo. I didn't know. We also have who voices Wolf the Hyena and Ace the Bat Hound. Lauren Tom as Dana Tan. Rachel Leigh Cook as Chelsea Cunningham. Terry Garr as Mary McGinnis. Ryan O'Dahl as Matt McGinnis. Vernie Watson Johnson as Miss Joyce Carr. Mary Schur as Mr. Drake. And Jason Stafford as a gangster. And here goes the fun part. During the film's initial put into production after the cancellation of Boyd Kirkland's Batman Arkham, the intended sequel to Batman Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, which is something I want to see because this is like during that time period. I believe this was the second film during the Batman the Animated Series because you had the Mask of the Phantasm, which was the first. Sub-Zero was the second one. So technically, this was supposed to be the third, but they switched it up for Batman Beyond. Pity, because I kind of want to see what it says Arkham. So what does this have to do with that? But continuing, Bruce Timm and Glenn Murakami was given the green light to produce a Batman Beyond feature-length film, but they decided to use the extra time to answer questions pertaining to the time period between Batman Beyond and the rest of the DC animated universe. Will Freddy, Kevin Conroy, and Mark Hamill reprised their roles as Terry McGinnis, Bruce Wayne, and the Joker, respectively, while Dean Stockwell and Angie Harmon joined the voice cast as Tim Drake and Barbara Gordon, respectively, while Matthew Valencia and Tara Strong reprised their younger version from the new Batman Adventures. Arlene Sorkin returns as Harley Quinn, as the role originated in Batman the Animated Series. The animation was outsourced to TMS Entertainment in Japan. However, Tim and his crew also used TMS as an outsourced pre-production unit. As a result, TMS also storyboarded almost half of the film in addition to doing the animation. It also the first Batman direct-to-video animated film to use digital ink and paint, which is pretty cool. So you're telling me The only ones that were not digital ink and paint were The Mask of the Phantasm and Sub-Zero. Cool. Dwayne McDuffie, writer for Static Shock, Justice League, and Justice League Unlimited, has stated that the events of the flashback sequence in the film take place at the end of the present-day timeline of the DCAU, following the end of Justice League Unlimited, but prior to the start of Batman Beyond. And here's the controversy of the release. We're not going to mention about the Columbine Massacre. Here it is. Return of the Joker was originally set to be released on Halloween of 2000. I think it was around kindergarten, or I think it was around kindergarten or preschool at the time. I don't know. I can't remember. Pinpoint the year I think it was like kindergarten. Yeah, I think it was kindergarten when this supposed to be coming out on Halloween, but following the backlash against violence in children's media that resulted from the Columbine Massacre in April of 1999, which, how I put this? I think these are mothers blaming blaming Batman for murder. First of all, these kids were inspired by TV or nothing. These are asshole cowards who murdered innocent people. Plain and simple. You can't just blame superheroes who fight bad guys that result in bad guys murdering innocent people. That's common sense. Those guys are just sick cowards murdering innocent people, and they turn the guns themselves because they don't want to face the executioner's block for their crime. To tell you the truth, I got like the Border Patrol agent who murdered the assassin from the massacre last year. You know which one I'm talking about. The one that the cops didn't do shit. They just stand outside while the parents' children are getting murdered. And when the murderer about to leave, he was shot down, taken down by a Border Patrol agent. Only one Border Patrol federal agent who did the job right, while the cops just sit there picking their noses. Which became a major controversy why the cops didn't do shit. But continuing, because I don't like people making up excuses like blaming cartoons or anything for murder. That's their choice. They didn't get inspired shit. That's a major difference. It's called behavior. And, well, there's a lot of people do stupid shit. Like, I think I recall some kid was playing Grand Theft Auto and his Grand Theft was too violent. He got pissed off, so he shoots her. First of all, who the hell got that kid that game? I mean, literally, there's a rating system. Same thing like you rate by a movie. You got the rated G's to the rated R to 17. I don't know if that's the original one for the X. I don't know. But continuing. The creative team was forced to make edits that delayed the film's release until December 12th of 2000. The dramatic changes was the method of the Joker's death, which, rather than being shot and killed by Tim Drake, he was instead electrocuted as if becoming tangled in water tubings. 2 years after the film's initial release, a following online petition, Warner Home Video released an uncut and unaltered version of Return of the Joker, with more violence and some altered language, as well as the Joker's original death scene. While the 2000 release was rated PG, the uncut version was first animated Batman film to receive a PG-13 rating by the Motion Picture Association. A comic book adaptation of the film was released in February 2001, drawn by Craig Russell. The page depicted the Joker's death had to be redone in accordance of the edits made to the film. A tie-in video game was released in 2000 for the Game Boy Color, PlayStation, Nintendo 64. Scholastic released a novelization of the film, penned by Michael Tatenbaum, in October 1st of 2000. So this was before the movie was released. Okay, because the movie was supposed to be released in October, but due to the backlash of heavy edits, it was pushed in December. So people only got a chance to know about the movie by the book before they seen the movie. Just like Harry Potter, read the Harry Potter books before they seen the movie. As for the music was released in October 17th of 2000. The soundtrack to Batman Beyond Return of the Joker contains music composed by Christopher Carter, as well as 2 tracks of music featuring the direct-to-video film. Oh boy. It was labeled by Rhino Records and critical reception. Wow. 100% Rotten Tomatoes after the whole wow. 1% of critics gave the film a positive review based on 10 reviews and an average of 8/10. Besides critics' consensus reads, the feature film length entry of Batman Beyond Mythville sends Mark Hamill's voice of the Joker filling fashion, hitting the same Cape Crusade peaks as the original series. Nisha Gopala of Entertainment Weekly praised the uncut version of the film, in particular how it sheds light on the dark, obsessive relationship between the villain and of his vigilante counterpart. Gary Shamray of the Sun newspaper said The Return of the Joker would have made a great live-action Batman movie, which I would agree. That would be pretty interesting, but one problem. If you look Batman Beyond, I'm sorry, it looks like something you see from the last 2 Batman films. You know what I'm talking about. Batman Forever, Batman Robin. That style. But less, with no dark stuff. Just family friendly. I'm sorry, people, because sometimes I don't like it when they... Okay, take example, the Tim Burton films. Those were what it supposed to look like. Gotham City, dark, crime-filled. And when, after the release of Batman Returns, people start complaining it's too dark. Really, you idiot incels? Have you read any of the Batman comics? I don't see no fairy tales here. And Grimm's fairy tales are way more darker that you see in Disney. Oh, hell no. So what the fuck are you talking about? You bunch of thumb-sucking incels. And calling this generation, I call it the woke generation. Ugh. Jesus, those are the ones who ain't ready for the real world. But all the times they keep complaining about, I think like the ones I keep seeing about, they keep complaining about getting the job is hard. Like there's some idiots complaining about working in fast food. I never worked in fast food. I actually did lawn work, and that's the real kind of work. I earned like $25 a hour, so good pay for a high school student. And this is Puerto Rico, so I had to cut the grass with machete. Yeah, by hand. I had to sharpen my machete, and there's no flat land. I live in the mountains, so I have to wear my boots, carry a Bowie knife, use my knife to pull myself up the ground, and cut that thing. Damn. Good pay, good exercise. Not like this current generation. They think they can just record videos, think it's easy. Enjoy editing, dumb fucks. This, hey, sometimes I do it with what I'm doing with my Switch. Sometimes I do it on my phone. Hey, I've tried taking masters on night, you dumb fucks. Some are doing good. The others are quitters. But continuing. Boy. As I was saying, Ryan Cracknell of the Apollo Guide called the film an animated masterpiece, which I do agree. Peter Canaverse of the Groucho Review, I like the title. Please tell me is a homage to the great Groucho Marx. I want to find that out. called it an energetic and unsettling Batman adventure. Adding to that, it provides a memorable showcase for Mark Hamill's celebrated take on the Joker, and allows both McGinnis and Wayne to see action and face emotional challenges. Michael Staley of the DVD Verdict gave the uncut version a score of 92 out of 10, calling it a taut, high-impact film, a must-buy to Bat fans and animation lovers alike. Which I do agree, because the uncut version is the better version. But it's the idea of it's how the death of the Joker has been played, because I seen both. I remember the first one, the first time I seen it was like in middle school or high school in Cartoon Network, and they were showing it. And I think it was the one where Joker dies from electrocution instead of the one getting shot. Which explains why. And when I saw it again, he was shot. So they're using both versions, depends on which channel is being used. If it's on like one of the movie channels, yeah, it will show the shot version. It was on Cartoon Network, electrocution, shot effect. I kind of like it. In one of the episodes, a couple of kids were visiting the ruins of Arkham, and guess what you pass by? The remains of the Joker. It's been confirmed. What you see, that skeleton right there in that tattered purple suit, that is the remains of the Joker. And we always wonder, what the hell happened to him? And this is around the first season, around that time period. So now with the movie, now we found out when Barbara was telling the story what actually happened to the Joker and what happened to Tim Drake. They did confirm that Batman and Barbara buried the Joker deep in Arkham, which, after it collapses, I think the body just revealed itself out in the open. Which these kids did not know. And of course, the form of the Joker's game, which is a bunch of idiots honoring the Joker, which even the Joker doesn't like them either. Literally. But continuing. It did earn some awards. I think the one that was good was the Gar Franklin review of Dark Horizon. Had mixed response, but who gives a horse's ass? As for the awards, it actually won 2 awards. One from the Annie Award for Best Animated Home Entertainment Production, and a DVD exclusive award for Best Animated Character Performance for Mark Hamill. Which, hell yeah. It wasn't nominated for other awards for the Annie, like directing a feature production for Kurt Gita, writing a feature production by Paul Dini, Glenn Murakami, and Bruce Timm, and voice acting in a feature production for Mark Hamill. Although he didn't win that one, he won the DVD exclusive award. And I like the tone how Barbara, well now the Commissioner Gordon, is keeping Dennis McGee, the current Batman, in the dark, not revealing the story about the Joker after he made his debut appearance during a gala during a Wayne Enterprise function, which even when Bruce saw him, you tell he's like, how is this possible? Like, hello Gotham, Joker's back in town. Which that appears right there when he makes it. You tell like he does like a playful way, and I kind of laugh like, and Bruce like, it can't be, but it is Brucey. Only you would know. And it's kind of weird. That's what like, wait, how does Joker know about Bruce? And then we see Joker bringing to the Batcave, gassing the whole place. And then Barbara finally tells him what actually happened. And we take a flashback. We see that she explains because the original Robin is now Nightwing. He's out of Star City. And of course, we have Tim Drake, who is the. I keep forgetting because there's another Robin who became the Red Hood. So who's that one? I forgot. I think that this could be Tim Drake. I don't know, but depends on which Bat DCU we're talking about. Of course, he gets captured after falling for a trap by Harley Quinn, and of course, Joker appears, and you see him. He's smiling with red eyes. Of course, Batman and Batgirl try to find him until they found out they found a little gift, and it turns out they're in Arkham. Correction, the old Arkham says they built a newer facility, so the original Arkham is now crumbling like a open wound of his former self. And they found Joker and Harley in looks like, I don't know which room. Looks like they turned it into their house, and of course, Joker explains Batman because they're not getting any younger, which of course he wants to start a family. There were two ways, which Harley explains. They want to experience the miracle of childbirth, which of course Harley does not. So they decided to adopt. Of course, they want to do the legal way. So of course, since Batman has little children around, so of course they borrowed one. And guess what it is? Tim Drake. And when he reveals the curtain, we see this Frankenstein laboratory right behind the curtain. And Barbara's right there hiding and seeing the whole thing. And Bruce tied up, watching it. As when he revealed, Joker has turned Tim Drake into a mini version of him, dubbing JJ or Joker Jr., which you see him laugh uncontrollably. Which, of course, Bruce rips his binds off and throws a knife at him, which, according to Joker dodge, he escapes. While Harley holds with JJ, she gets punched by Barbara as she appears. Which Barbara tries to snap Tim out of it. Of course, nothing happens. During the fight between Batman and Joker, that's when Batman saw the home movie that Joker made, explained how he turned Robin into a mini version of him until he revealed that until Tim revealed Batman's true identity to the Joker, which the Joker found out, revealed that he knows who he actually is, and also revealed he starts to make fun of Batman now, calling him a kid wearing a costume, crying for mommy and daddy. Which, of course, he said it wouldn't be so pathetic. It would be really funny. It wasn't so pathetic. And said, what the hell? I'll laugh at it anyway. Which, of course, in so a massive fight, somehow Joker had the upper hand and managed to get Bruce, and he had him gunpoint. But he lets JJ have the honor of pulling the trigger, which is his classic gun. The one that has the flag that bang? Yeah. But somehow, JJ starts to have conflict between two minds, between Tim Drake and JJ. And somehow, he has to get the upper hand and shoots Joker with it, causing him to fall backwards on the blocks, which of course has him seeing that that's not funny. Which of course he dies right there, face first. In the unaltered version, in the edited version, JJ he just throws the gun and pushes Joker to the water tubes and pulled the lever, which is the electrocution one, which electrocutes Joker to death. As for the fight between Harley and Barbara, both of them do until they make to a giant gap. It looks like a giant chasm formed during the time, which is like an earthquake happened. Harley actually falls in. When Barbara tries to save her, due to her glove, she falls into the crater. And of course, as Barbara returns and saw Joker, she comforts him. As Mark continues, they buried Joker deep beneath Arkham, but they couldn't find Harley Quinn's body. The only one who knows about it is Commissioner Gordon, her father, James Gordon. As for Tim Drake, he went to have therapy with Emma Thompkins, which you recall is the doctor who held Bruce when his parents were murdered at the time. Leslie Thompkins, thank you. That's when Terry looking around in the back computer. That's when he knows all displays, and the only one that was smashed and destroyed was the Tim Drake Robin costume, which Bruce remarks because he was the one who shot him, but there has to be something else. Which, of course, they explain the story equipment is he's actually building a control tower to control the military weapon, which is a satellite, which produces a giant laser, destroying anything as by its command, like a Death Star, but with more destroying a city than a whole planet. Of course, when Terry finds the location, hears that Tim Drake's been kidnapped because he's now a computer scientist and engineer. When he found him, that's when things get weird. That's when Tim starts to attack Terry, which turns out this is when it goes from normal to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because Tim Drake starts to laugh insanely until he transforms into the Joker. Right in front of you, can see his face starts to turn like the Joker, literally. Exactly like him. Like some of you see in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And it's revealed during the experiment, Joker implanted a microchip on the back of Tim Drake's head, implanting his DNA, which he knew he won't be there forever. So somehow it was dormant during the whole time until it was activated, and lo and behold, the Joker is back. Which, of course, he can actually transform back to Tim Drake into his current form. Which, of course, he can actually alter his voice, including he has his appearance, with a mind of a genius, which that's more dangerous, seeing Joker now with a mind of a computer genius, which is more deadly. Which, of course, during the fight, of course, Terry makes fun of Joker, like calling him a clown and everything, which, of course, getting Joker pissed off. Terry gets the upper hand, Matt uses the Joker's joy button to destroy the chip, destroying the Joker forever, and bringing back Tim Drake to reality. And oh boy, to tell you the truth, I didn't do like the ending is like subtle. We see Terry, the current Batman of the series, of course. Tim Drake's at the hospital, along with he's not alone. He's being accompanied by Barbara, and now Bruce enters the room, which of course Tim calls him old man. Damn, what are you calling old man? Look at yourself. You didn't age fine grip as well. So yeah, we also get a glimpse of the twins getting out of jail, and guess who frees them? Harley Quinn, or they call her Nana Quinn. Yeah, I think they call her their grandmother, and elderly Harley Quinn, who survived, but she's reformed. She actually reformed and had a decent life. And I always wonder, who are the parents of the twins? That's how I'm questioning. I'm questioning because they're following the ways of their grandpa, the Joker. But I want to know, who is the dad? Who is Harley Quinn's children? Because if she's a grandmother, who are her children to give birth to these two wannabe Joker's gang members? That's what I want to know. Who married Harley? Who did Harley marry after the Joker's death and her survival? Change that it's not worth it to be a villain. It's better to have a decent life. They never explained that. In the comics, it is real that in a certain reason that Harley does have a daughter. That is actually the father is the Joker, but he doesn't know, he doesn't care, because when she was pregnant, she was disappeared about 6 months or more. When she returned, it's like Joker didn't even know she was gone. So, that was kind of safe and good. But yeah, folks, those are my thoughts on Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, and what are your thoughts about it? Which version do you like better? The edited version or the unedited or the uncut version? Comment down below and tell me what was your favorite version. What was your favorite Joker death scene? But yeah, and also, are you curious to know who was Harley's children or who she married to have children after the events of the death of the Joker? Hey, you're curious? Hey, we're all curious here. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, like this video if you're new to the channel. Like I said, because we're aiming at our goal of 1 million subscribers, or at least 500k, because by May of this year is our 11th anniversary from 2013 to 2023. So let's make this happen. Until then, have a great day, everybody. Peace out.